All righty. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I guess testing is over. All right. Today we're going to watch a short video, and then I have a little career quiz for you to do. So, since most everybody's here, go ahead and get started sharing that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So again, we're going to look at a couple of crazy careers, and then I have a little career quiz for you to do. And then I'll give you time if some of you are not finished with your other project that you have time to turn it in. We are down to the last 3 weeks of school, folks, and some of you have a lot of outstanding work that needs to be turned in. So make sure that you're working on that. This little boogie thing.
Have you ever heard of a job title and automatically wondered if it's a real thing? So have we. So we decided to put together a list of the strangest jobs out there with information on what the job entails and how much they could potentially make. If you want to be blown away, keep watching. Number 1, pet psychologist. Earnings $69,000 per year. Pet psychologists aren't as similar to therapists for humans, so don't imagine a pet sat on the couch while being psychoanalyzed. No matter how amusing that may be, a pet psychologist is actually tasked with monitoring a pet's behavior and identifying its triggers. They then advise pet owners how to correct problematic and destructive behaviors. Number 2, professional cure. Salary can vary. If you don't mind camping out or standing in the rain for hours on end, then you could become a professional cure. You'll be hired to stand in line and wait for a product release or a store to open for someone else. Professional cures can charge what they like. Someone once paid a cure $12,000 to stand in line for an iPhone launch. Number 3, cat catcher. Earnings $80 per cat. If you're a cat owner, then you will know the struggle of trying to get a cat into a pet carrier, which is where these professionals come in. A cat catcher is hired to literally get your cat into a carrier, leaving you scratch-free. Number 4, bed warmer. Earnings $89 per night. Another bizarre role includes warming up people's sheets before they get into bed at night to ensure their bed is nice and toasty. Hotels have even caught on to this trend, with Holiday Inn offering a free 5-minute bed warming session to guests. Number 5, live mannequin. Earnings $100 an hour. Were you good at playing musical statues as a kid? If yes, then you could excel as a live mannequin. People are hired to stand as still as possible in shop windows to show off the latest fashion trends. Number 6, fake wedding guest. Earnings $200 per event. Yes, this is actually a thing. People hire phonies to step in as wedding guests when their numbers are looking low. You'll be hired to step in and pretend like you know the happy couple while participating in the day's events. Number 7, professional bridesmaid. Earnings $1,500. Some people also step in as a bridesmaid in times of need. These professionals are hired to keep other bridesmaids in check and ensure that everything runs smoothly. They may also take on the role of an event planner for an additional fee. Number 8, dog food tester. Earnings $27,500. People are hired to test dog food to make sure they are tasty, nutritious, and safe for their furry friends. If you love your pet that much and don't mind eating jellied meat, then you could earn up to $30,000 a year. Number 9, crisp inspector. Earnings $50,000 per year. Can you think of a more perfect job? Eating crisps for a living is actually a thing. You can spend your days analyzing the size, shape, and taste of crisps to ensure that they are of the finest quality. Number 10, water slide tester. Earnings $27,500 per year. Another fun job includes testing water slides. You'll literally be tasked with rating slides based on their speed, adrenaline levels, and even how much they splash. The best part? You'll get paid to do it! As you can see, there are plenty of wacky jobs that might be worth pursuing. If you're looking for more ideas, head over to CareerAddict.com. Unsure of which career path to follow? Why not take our career test to find out? At Career Hunter, we use a cutting-edge algorithm to assess your interests, motivations, and abilities to match you to suitable careers. Use the link in the description below to try the Career Interests test for free. And don't forget to like the video and click on the subscribe button to get more insightful tips.
All right. Well, we're not going to take that quiz, but I do have a career quiz. And say, where do you sign up? You go to careeraddicts.com, and that's where you take that quiz. All right. Let me come out and stop sharing for a minute while I switcheroo. So if you've ever been to what's the place up there called? Truist Parks, where the Braves play. They have two guys out there that are professional, what do you call them? Live mannequins. And they are the funniest thing, because you walk by and you think it's a nice gold statue. Then all of a sudden he looks at you, turns his head, and you might move. And they make funny gestures behind your back, and everybody's laughing at you as you walk away. But it's a thing. I would say the downside of that is that they spray paint you from head to toe, your clothes, your face, everything. But just your job is just to stand there and make funny movements. Yeah, it's like I said, if you ever go to a Braves game, or if you ever just go to Truist Park, because they have restaurants and activities and other things. You don't have to go to a game. But if you're ever up there, check out the live mannequins that they have up there. They're quite funny. All righty. So what I have for you, so some of you still have not finished. Trying to make this go away. There we go. Okay. Not you. I need you. Okay. All right. So what you want to do, is the thing I have for you today is a matching career quiz. And then there's a question at the end that asks you to state which one that you would pick. So as soon as I put it in the module, there it is. Okay. All righty. All right, so what I need you to do is to download the quiz. It's found, so if you're in the module, it's the last thing on the list in that module. I'll also put the link, because a lot of you like for me to put the link in the chat. Makes it easier to find, because I know how this particular course, the modules are kind of weird. Okay, so there's a link to that assignment, today's assignment. And again, use class time to do classwork. All right, so you're going to download the worksheet, and you're simply, all the careers are at the top. All of what they do is at the bottom. So you want to just place the letter on the line. I like that it's not side by side, because then you won't be able to draw lines. So you just want to place the letter, the matching letter, on the line that goes with the career. So those are what they do. Find one that matches what you want to do. Last question is, of the careers that are listed up there, which one would you like to have one day? And explain, use at least 2 sentences to say why. Okay. All right, so that's what you need to work on today. All righty. Again, so when you download this, You just want to, yes, yes. What it does. All right, let me go ahead and make sure that it's done. Yeah, you can down. Yeah. All right, so you want to download it, then you want to upload it. Okay. Now just put a letter. You don't have to explain anything, except for the last question. That's the only one that you need to write a sentence for. Other than that, all I need is a letter on the line next to the career. Okay? Letter on the line next to the career. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I see you just came. You missed the video. It was funny. All right, we are working on oh, it would be nice that everybody was working on the same thing at the same time. The decision-making process is if it's locked, um, you have to do the worksheet. So I'm going to unlock it, but you're going to have to do the worksheet and not go to the website because I'm not looking at the website anymore. So you'll have to do the worksheet that's attached to that particular assignment. Oh, if you have the score, if you have it already, then that's fine. All right, let me stop sharing so I can. Yes, I'm very serious because y'all got me doing all kind of backwards late work and it's getting to be ridiculous. So we need everybody to, because especially with assignments like that, if you're not doing it that day, then it doesn't open for me again either, which is why I get you all to photocopy or screenshot your scores. Okay. No, we did that before that. Anyway, I'm not arguing with what it is. I made a compensation for that assignment by doing a worksheet. I'm not discussing that anymore. All right. All right, so you all work on the quiz. Today's assignment is to quiz. It would be nice if you do today's assignment first and do makeup work after you finish today's assignment so that today's assignment isn't late. In fact, I think I'm going to even take that out of there. All right. One thing you all have to remember, because y'all are middle schoolers, but y'all are getting ready to move up into the higher grades, is deadlines are set to give you some leeway as far as because y'all are working virtually, as far as turning assignments in, but it doesn't mean take all day to do it. Okay, there are people in this class that do it. They are done with the assignment before I can blink. And then there's some of you that take 2 weeks and then want me to grade 10 assignments all at one time. That's not fair. Okay, so you again do today's assignment and then worry about late assignments later. And um, try not to let anything else get late because we only have 3 more weeks of school. All right, decision-making skills has been opened until Wednesday. So you have until Wednesday. I'm not opening it again. I've opened that thing 5 times. I've created a worksheet in its place. I've done everything I can to make compensate for that assignment, and it closes on Wednesday. Quite a few of you still haven't done your Earth Day challenge. So there's a lot of work that y'all have to do. Y'all come to class to chit chat in the chat box. You log in and then take a walk. It's the only class I have where attendance, you sign in for attendance and then you don't do the work. Today's assignment, I'll pull it up in just a second. I was trying to look at somebody's. Today's assignment is a worksheet. You're going to download the worksheet. You have a list of careers at the top, and then you have what they do underneath it. You want to take the letter of what they do and match it with the career at the top. I'll pull it up in just a second. Um, oh my goodness. And again, folks, I'm going to say this one more time. We only have 3 more weeks of school to do. When you have an assignment to do in class, do that assignment on that day, and do not sit back and say, "Oh, it's not due until so and so," because you're just piling up your assignments. The extended due dates are to compensate for the fact that you're doing this online, not for you to take your time and do it. So the assignment for today is a matching vocabulary quiz. And, uh, and somebody must have logged in while we were watching the video, because they've already finished. All right, you see how this is a list of all the careers. There are 25 careers. And what they do is listed down here. You want to take the letter. Okay, like I said, I'm glad it was set up where they're not side by side where you attempted to try to draw lines. You just want to take the letter. So all I'm looking for is the top 25, 1 through 25. I'm looking to see a letter on the line next to each of these. Okay, that's all you got to do. Then at the end, there is a bonus question, except it's not bonus, it has 5 points. Okay. All right, so you do have to answer that question. It's not extra credit. In fact, I should take the word bonus off of it. It's just not multiple choice. This one you actually have to write an answer for. But it is included, so it's a 30-point assignment, 25 for the careers, and 5 points for answering this question here. Okay, any other questions? All right, so again, do today's work today. If you owe something else, work on that after you completed this. Like I said, it gets very nerve-wracking if you're in a mindset of one thing and then you have to grade last week's assignment and then start thinking about what are you supposed to do with that? And because we are running down on time, it's available today, but it's due Friday because we don't have extra time. Okay, so you need to do it today. And again, that Friday is just there to, for extra time, those who need extra time. Not everybody needs to take that much time. One and done. That's how you need to look at it. I look at it one time and I'm done. Half of you come, you don't even turn your cameras on, and you are required to turn your cameras on. So I don't even know that you're really there. Goodness. All right, again, the quiz doesn't take long, and there's quite a few of you who have not turned in your Earth Day Career Challenge. So make sure and then look to see if there's anything else that you have outstanding. I got a couple of people who didn't do the gallery walk. Again, the quiz doesn't take long, so if you have other work that needs to turn in, please give your attention to that as well. Remember, the bonus question isn't a bonus. You just need to, it's just not multiple choice. You do need to answer it. Please use class time for classwork. Do your quiz first and then do other assignments after you finish your quiz. If you are signed in today, the quiz needs to be turned in today. Okay. Folks, I repeat, the bonus question is not a bonus. You do have to answer it. This is not a do-over assignment. This is not a do it right and then I get a second chance. Please pay attention to do it right the first time. Oh, okay. I repeat, it says bonus, but it is required that you answer it. It is part of the total. It's 25 for the multiple choice, 5 points for that question. It's a 30-point assignment. And that's the last time I'm repeating that because some of you are, again, not really paying attention. I'm not redoing it. First grade stays, folks, so be careful. Take your time, put the right answers in the first time. I'm not redoing this. Especially if I give you because I'm giving you the right answers when you make a mistake. So this is not a redo. Check your answers before you send it to me. Hmm. Ronell, I like your reasoning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was that? I know. You too. Okay. Why is your document not processing? Hmm. There is no Z. Need to Z. All right, if you've turned in your quiz, you are free to go today. If you haven't turned in your quiz and you still owe something, stay.